management of the labor, because we have just completed. Now today we are going to continue the same topic. Now, partogram. Today we are going to start the partogram. What is the partogram? Partogram is the graphical record of the events of the labor on the paper. The definition of the partogram is a graphical record. It is a graphical record, and all the events of the labor are recorded on the paper is known as the partogram. This partogram includes the monitoring of the fetus, the monitoring of the, this is the graph. This is a graph which show you that there is a monitoring of the fetus, there is a monitoring of the this is the monitoring fetal well-being, assessment of the fetal well-being, or the monitoring of the fetus, well-being of the mother, and progress of the labor. So on the top there is a patient's information. That is, what is the patient's name, what is her gravidity, what is the parity, what is the hospital number, when she has been admitted, what was the time, and whether the membrane was ruptured or not. Then the above column, you can see the, are you able to see this whole diagram? So there is a above column which shows us the fetal monitoring, means there is a fetal heart rate. Normal fetal heart rate is between the 110 and 150 millimeter of the 110 and 150. So you can see that this graph is between the 110 and 1. Previously it has been said that it is 120 by 160. So in the some books it is written that the normal fetal heart rate is 120 by 160 while per minute, while nowadays it is a 110 by the 150. So you can see it should not be more than 160, it should not be less than 110. If it is a less than 110, you can label it as a bradycardia. If it is a more than 160, we can label it as a tachycardia. Both the bradycardia as well as the tachycardia are the signs of the fetal distress. Fetal tachycardia could occur because of the maternal tachycardia, but if there is a bradycardia, it is a very worse condition, means the fetus is in the severe distress. So the baby's blood, this fetal heart sound should be between the 110 by 150 beats per minute. Then another monitoring of the fetus we can assess by the amniotic fluid. Amniotic fluid is also one of the tools of monitoring of the fetus. That if the amniotic fluid is a clear, you can write down it into the C. It is written in the column C means the amniotic fluid is a clear. Clear amniotic fluid indicates that the baby is healthy. And but if the meconium, it is a meconium stain or green liquor, or it is a blood stain liquor, then that is the indication of the fetal compromise. Either there is a either guard compression, or there may be the hypoxia, fetal hypoxia, that will lead to the green color of the, or if there is a abruptio placentae, the color of the liquor will be either the straw color or it may be the blood stain. Blood stain also indicates that there is a hemorrhage inside the uterus. That's why there is a blood stain. That could be the abruptio placentae, or this could be the any other reason that will lead to the bleeding. Then there is a cervicogram. Cervicogram, the portion below this amniotic fluid is the cervix, assessment of the cervix and the descent of the head. इसमें हम दो चीजें देखते हैं. So we start the partogram from the active phase of the first stage of the labor. That is when not in the latent phase. When the patient come to you, or you make a graph at the 4 centimeter dilatation. So you can see that the graph has been started from the 4 centimeter dilatation, and this is the line which is the normally after the active phase of the labor, active phase of the first stage of the labor, dilatation should be 1 to 1.5 centimeter per hour. Ideally, it should be. If with a good uterine coordinated, good uterine contraction, and we discussed that the good uterine contraction means the there should be 3-4 contraction in a minute, and each contraction should be lost for the 40 seconds. So if there are such type of the contraction, then the dilatation should be now in the there are the two lines, that is this vertical line show us that from 0 to 10 centimeter is the cervical dilatation. This is a 0 and this is a 10 centimeter, and this graph shows that this is a dilatation of the cervix, and this that horizontal line show us the time hours and the time at which time the patient at the 0 hours what was the dilatation, that is the 4 centimeter, and then after the 6 hour the cervix is fully dilated. So the graph is a very right, that means it's within the 6 hour, as we discussed that the first stage of the labor is after 12 hours, and the 6 at least the active phase should be at least it should be that 6 hours, or if it's a prolonged more than 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, that means this is a prolonged active phase of the labor. So it should be between the 4 to 6 hours. Sometimes the patient may be having the full dilatation prior to the 6 hours, 4 hours में हो जाती है, कुछ 3 घंटे में भी हो जाती है. So this depends upon the progress of the labor, but it should not be more than 6 hours. If it is more than 6 hours, then we have to label this a prolonged labor. Now this patient come to it 1 hour mein, she has the dilatation. Look at the dilatation. 1 hour mein 5 centimeter, and then after the 6 hour it becomes a 10 centimeter. Means she is in the normal labor. So so if you are going to make a graph on the partogram, your patient's graph should be on this alert line. Should be on the left of the alert line, not in the right of the alert line, not below this alert line. It should be above the alert line. It should be the prior to this. But if the patient having a graph below this, then you have to become alert. You have to see for what is the reason for this prolonging of the active phase of the first stage of the labor. Why there is a slow dilatation of the cervix? So either it is an inadequate uterine contraction, there is a problem in the power, there is a problem in the passage, or there is a problem in the passenger. So there may be the male position like occipito-posterior position, occipito-transverse position. As we discussed, the normal position is the occipito-anterior. Either it is the right occipito-anterior or it is a left occipito-anterior. So there may be the problem in the power, or the problem in the passenger, or the problem in the passage. So you reassess the patient to see what is the problem. So once if there is a prolonged, means for example after the 6 hour, 6 घंटे के बाद भी उसकी dilatation for example 7 centimeter है, ये आपका यहाँ पे आ रहा है. That means that your patient's progress is not normal. You have to you becomes alert. And once if after the 4 hours, if there is a no progress, then you have to take like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 4 hours mein, if there is a no full dilatation, you have to take the action. Means either you think about patient is not delivered, that you have to think about the forceps application, you think about the cesarean section, you think about the vacuum application. Similarly, there is another line that indicates the descent of the head. As we discussed that the head at the station 0 is the ischial spine is a station 0. Below the ischial spine is a plus. So the head should be descent normally. Means in the this full dilatation head be below the 0 station. So that is the good sign. Means that means that at the end of the stage, end of the first stage, the head will be below the ischial spine are the at the plus station. So this show the descent of the hip. Then there is another column. This column is for the uterine contraction. These are the uterine contraction. As we discussed that the we this make draw the uterine contraction. This is a completely bold that indicate that there is a four uterine contraction. This one uterine. These are column for the number of uterine. One, two, three, four, five. Means this a number of the how many contraction comes in the 10 minutes duration, and what is the duration of the each contraction. So each contraction is lasting for the this is the almost lasting for the 60 seconds or the 40 seconds. That means that this is a good uterine contraction. So there are four uterine contraction, or sometimes there may be the five uterine contraction, and each contraction lasting for the 40 to 60 seconds. That indicate that this is the good uterine contraction. But if there is in this column, if there are the two uterine contraction and the each contraction have no such a bold this is, so it means there is an inadequate uterine contraction, and each contraction lasting for the 20 seconds or the 30 seconds, then you can say that there is a problem in the power, so you can augment the labor. Augment the labor by giving the oxytocin. By giving the oxytocin 10 international unit in the 500 ml of the normocidine or in the ringolactate solution, and you start with the 10 drops per minute, and then titrate it against the contraction, whether the contraction are increasing or not increasing. So this will be, so if you are going to give the oxytocin, you have to label it in this column. In this column, you mention that you have to give the oxytocin and how much amount of the oxytocin you have given. Then there is another column like this, and this column is for the drugs which is given. Drugs means whatever what amount of the IV fluid you have given. Ideally 100 ml per hour के हिसाब से होना चाहिए. The patient should not be dehydrated. So you give the IV fluid because you are not going to give the oral too much amount of the patient. Usually we prevent the or this food normal diet in the labor. We give the just soft diet, or we ask patient to take the fluid but not too much amount. So patient becomes dehydrated. So that's why we have to give the IV fluids and the certain analgesia, the antibiotics you have given. Analgesia, as we discussed, that you can give any type of morphine, betadine, interlocks or epidural apnea, you have to mention in this column what type of the analgesia you have given to the patient. Then there are this column indicates that there is a blood pressure of the patient. What is the pulse? This is the maternal monitoring. This is the fetal monitoring, and this column shows the maternal monitoring. What is the patient's blood pressure? What is the patient's pulse? What is the patient's temperature? So this is the blood pressure. It should be normally it should be the 120 by 80 or 110 by 110 by 70 when this is a normal blood pressure. So you have to graph it. You have to mention it. What is the blood pressure at the different occasions? You have to take the blood pressure 4 to 6 hourly. Then you have to take the temperature. This is the temperature column which shows the normal temperature. And there are certain investigation as we say that you must assess the urine for the albumin, the ketone, the sugar. So you have to do this certain investigation or the certain assessment of the urine, like the ketone, albumin, and the sugar. Now, this is the condition of the assessment of the condition of this is the again the same to fetal heart rate. If the patient assessment of the patient can be done in the first, we are discussing the management in the first stage of the labor. So in the first stage, you have to monitor the fetus, you have to monitor the mother in the labor, and the monitoring of the mother's labor is on the partogram. The fetus can be assessed by this fetal heart sounds, as we discussed that the fetal heart sound can be assessed by the fetoscope, by the sonicate, by the CTG. And then the membranes for intake are the absent. If there is an absent membrane, so you can label as an absent. If intake, you can label as an intake. If the liquor is clear, you can label as a C. If the liquor is a meconium stain, you can label as an M. If the liquor is a blood stain, you can label as a blood stain liquor. Another fetal monitoring case we discussed already, that the molding. Molding means the overlapping of the bone over the each other on the suture lines. You can see in the diagram there is an overlapping of the these bones on the sagittal sutures. So it is scored as a 0 when the bones are separated, touching each other or approximating each other. +1, overlapping but separable, it is at +2, overlapping but cannot be separable by the digitally, then it is a +3. And the +3 is a very +2, even +2 is not a good score for the assessment. That shows that the this is a maybe is a compromise. Now this is the sonicate. You can ask her, is this a sonicate by which you assess the fetal heart sounds? You put this transducer over the maternal abdomen, and there will be display of the fetal heart sound on the screen. So this is the sonicate, and this is the CTG. And the CTG is a cardiotocography or electronic fetal monitoring. This is a cardiotocography in which we assess the cardiac assessment of the fetus as well as the uterine contraction. So this is a cardiac assessment, and this column show us the uterine contraction number of the uterine, as well as we can assess the fetal movements. So the normal CTG, this is the normal CTG, which show us the normal fetal heart rate. There are 4 components of the CTG. That is the normal fetal heart, the beat to beat variation, acceleration and deceleration. These are the 4 components of the CTG. So we in this column we assess the uterine contraction, number of the uterine contraction and intensity of the uterine contraction, how frequently the uterine contraction are coming, and what is the reaction of the fetus to the uterine contraction, and what is the number of the uterine contraction. So we proceed this normal CTG. This is a normal CTG, and this is the abnormal CTG. Because in the normal CTG, you are able to see that there is a normal fetal heart rate, that is 110 to, it is between 110 to 115, and there is a slight beat to beat variation, and there is a beat to beat variation means if you are going to examine the CTG, there are all the beats not coming. There is a 10, it should be 10, more than 10 beats per minute. 10 to 25 beats per minute के हिसाब से variability होनी चाहिए. So there is a 10 to more than 10 beats variations, and there is an acceleration. Acceleration means the fetal graph will be raised up from the baseline. For example, baseline heart rate is a 120, but there is an acceleration after 10 to 15 beats, and there may be the 2 acceleration in the 10 minutes, 10 to 20 minutes duration. So that indicates, so normal CTG, it shows that there is a normal fetal heart rate is a 110 to 150 beats per minute. There is a beat to beat variation, and that beat to beat variation is of more than 10 beats per minute. And there is a 2 acceleration in the 20 minutes duration, and there should be no deceleration. Acceleration means the rising of the fetal heart rate, and the deceleration is the decrease in the fetal heart rate from below the 110 beats per minute. So normally there should be no deceleration, there should be 2 acceleration, their fetal heart rate should be 110, 150 beats per minute, and there is a beat to beat variation. They just show the normal. Now in this CTG, you can see very clearly there's a no acceleration, and there is a very little variability, and these are the deceleration. These are the deceleration. Again there is a deceleration, and these deceleration are coincides with this uterine contraction. There's a uterine contraction followed by the deceleration. So this is an abnormal CTG showing no the parameters like the fetal heart rate and no beat to beat variation, no acceleration, but there is a deceleration. Deceleration actually indicate either there is a cord compression or there may be the fetal hypoxia because of the any reason. So that shows the deceleration. That means the fetus is not in the good condition. Then we have discussed already. This is a alert line, plot X active phase alert line drawn at rate of 1 centimeter per hour. ये पाठोग्राम की पूरी डिस्क्रिप्शन है जो हमने डिस्कस कर ली है. Regarding the progress of the labor, every 2 hours are already 1 hour. This is the, again we will repeat it, the plot X for the dilatation of the cervix and active phase. Alert line पे आपको cross लगा देंगी and 1 centimeter per hour के हिसाब से you may add the alert. Means rate of the slow is 10% of the normal for primary gravity. Action line drawn 4 hours to the right of the alert line. ये अगर हम इसको, this is the alert line, this is the action line. Your graph should be on the left of this alert line. If your graph is left to the alert line, that means that your progress is normal. But if it is your graph is, look at this. This is after the 12 13 hours, the patient becomes fully dilated. But your graph should be on this, like 10 hours. It should be like this. Okay, so this is the alert line. Alert line, you have to think about action line. You have to take the action. So the descent, every vaginal examination plot O. ये मैंने आपको बताया था कि descent of the head को हम कैसे प्लॉट करेंगे. ओक से ये यहां से आएगा यूं नीचे इस तरफ. So that will show the descent of the head. Then we assess the uterine contraction frequency, 10 minute में, duration, intensity, slow, good uterine contractions more than 46 seconds, and there should be the more than 4 contraction, the 4 contraction at least. So you have to do the vaginal examination every 2 hours. मदर की कंडीशन का भी हमने डिस्कस कर लिया था कि कितना ऑक्सीटोसिन आपने दिया, how much IV fluid you have been given. You have to check the BP 4 hourly, and you have check the pulse. You have checked the temperature. You can do the albumin, ketone, and the urine. This is again same. This is a recent to this is a very simple. Again and again, I am saying that your line for the normal progress should be left to the alert line. If it is a right to the alert line, means you have to think about that the progress is a slow and your action must be taken. Now the management of the second stage of the labor. With second stage start with the full dilatation of the cervix to the delivery of the fetus. Then it lasts for the 2 hours in the primary gravida without epidural, but with epidural it is 3 hours. While in the multigravida it lasting for the 1 hour without epidural, 2 hours with epidural. So the condition preparation क्या है? Preparation you must prepare. Preparation की मकसद ये है कि once the patient is fully dilated, you ask the patient in which position she is want to deliver. Dorsal position, squatting position, left lateral position. So this is a very important. This depend upon the choice of the patient as well as the condition of the patient. Usually we have the practice to deliver the patient in the dorsal position, but she can deliver in the left lateral position or in the even in the skirting position. This depends upon the. Then you have to observe the duration of this labor and monitor. Again, you have to monitor this. These are the different position of the patient. Look at the dorsal position. This is again the what we say make Roberts position. This is a squatting position. So whatever the position patient adopt, she can adopt the this. What we do that while the patient is preparation of the patient is that while patient is fully dilated, once your trolley should be prepared, the trolley, the aseptic maze should be adopted. The trolley contain the cord clamps, the contain the scissors, and sterilized trolley that contain the two clamps and that contain the scissor and the sponge holding forceps, the Simpson's speculum, and two sponge holding forceps, the Simpson's speculum, because at any time you may need to examine inside of the vagina, so you need the Simpson's speculum for the inspection of the vagina. You have to clean the vulva like that. This is a landmarks which show us that the such much portion of the perineal region and the lower portion of the body should be cleaned, and the direction has been shown in the picture. And then after this cleaning, you have to drape the patient, drape the abdomen, drape the legs of the patient, and there should be sheet below the patient. Now the maternal condition, it's a very important. There you must be sympathetic with the patient, because these are the labor pains. Has been said that the labor pains are the pains which are such much severe that is a even they are more severe than myocardial infarction, pain of the myocardial infarction, because this is also sort of the ischemic pain. So you have to reassure the patient or any other person, if for example she wants to stay with her, either her husband or her mother or sister, so she should be with her for the tender loving care. You have to monitor the pulse, you have to monitor the blood pressure hourly, pulse 15 minutes के बाद या half an hourly. Fetal heart sound should be ausculted in the second stage after every 15 minutes or after every each contraction. And you assess the color of the liquor amni. If it is a meconamstin at any time, you have take the action, either you proceed for the operative vaginal delivery or do the cesarean section. For the uterine contraction, you have to assess the strength, the duration, the frequency. You have to assess either on the part of this is the CTG, or you keep your hand on the abdomen and assess by the palpate the uterine contraction. Then the delivery of the fetus. As we discussed that the mechanism of the labor, you have seen the baby is you can see the baby is delivered in the extension. So the controlled delivery of the head, while controlled delivery, whenever you see that there is a crowning, you have the put on the gloves, you scrub yourself, and sit in front of the patient. So whenever there is a baby is crowning and there is a extension, you give the support to the perineum, or you give the episiotomy if you require. Because if you are not going to give the episiotomy, this is depend upon, not all the patient require the episiotomy. When you have to observe if there is a chance of the rupture or the tearing of the perineum, then you have to give the episiotomy. And episiotomy is a deliberate incision given in the perineum to increase the introitus, to prevent the irregular tearing into the perineum and in the vagina. That's why. So prior to at the time of the full dilatation, if you think that there's a need of the episiotomy, you must give the anesthesia, local anesthesia, that is a perineal infiltration with 1%, 0.5 to 1% xylocaine. So you can give this local anesthesia, or if the patient is already having the epidural, then there is no need of the giving this analgesia or anesthesia. As soon as the babies are delivered, you clear the mouth or having the uh, clear the mouth. So this is a look at this. This is a way. This is a way to deliver the fetus. Fetus deliver in the extension. So while the extension, there is a chance of tearing. So you put your hand on the patient's occiput to when the babies are delivered by the extension, you just do the certain slight flexion. So the push the baby in the downward direction. So there may be least chances of the uh, tearing of the this or you give the this episiotomy cut. While this is again the control birth, you keep your one hand on the perineum to support the perineum and other hand on the occiput to make it flex because the head is delivered in the extension. So you have to flex the head to support the perineum to prevent the tearing. Now the baby is delivered, the head is delivered. Now look at this. As soon as the head is delivered, there is a restitution. Where this restitution means the turning of the head to 180 degree. Look at this, the baby has been turned. As soon as it's delivered, the baby is, this is the crowning. Now babies are delivered. As soon as the babies are delivered, it turns itself into the 180 degree and there is a rest. That means that there is a restitution. Once the baby's head is delivered, ask the assistant to ask the woman to not push, but you have and the remaining body will become straight. So by the axial traction, as I call it the axial traction. So downward axial traction will give the delivery of the anterior shoulder, upward axial traction delivery of the posterior shoulder. As soon as the baby's head is delivered, you make having the suction tube, suck the baby's mouth and nose and clear the secretion. Look at this. This is the way how to suck the baby's mouth. If there is a cord around the neck, if the babies are delivered, then you clamp the cord, but it is better to clamp the cord, delay the cord clamping. Nowadays, active management of the early stage of the labor. Now, recent advances said that you must delay the cord at least for 3 minutes because this will provide about 90 to 100 ml of the blood from the placenta to the baby. So if you have to clamp the cord earlier, this will the baby will be uh, suffered from this loss. So it's better to delay the cord clamping further. So baby, as soon as the babies are delivered, put the baby on the maternal abdomen. This will give the added advantage that the baby's temperature will be monitored. There is a skin to skin contact and that will increase the bonding of the baby. And meanwhile, you have to clear the baby's mouth, nose, and dry the baby and keep the mother feel very happy if you keep the baby on the maternal abdomen. And she touch her baby, she feel very happy. So it's and then after 3 minutes you clamp the cord. But if sometime if there is a cord around the neck, so you have to clamp the cord prior to delivery of the head because this will causes the strangulation to the baby if you are not going to clamp the cord. Now the head is emerging, the baby is turned to one side. As I said, this is the axial traction. By axial traction, the anterior shoulder is delivered. By the axial traction, the posterior shoulder will be. Again, this is the axial traction for the delivery of the anterior shoulder. The delivery of the, this is again the delivery of the baby. This is a roll or position and another position. Now this is the axial traction. Similarly, the delivery of the sometime this shoulder may be stuck up. This shoulder may be stuck up over here, the just above the pubic. This may not enter into the inlet. It is stuck up, and that is known as the shoulder dystocia. So this is the very again the very important obstetrical emergency. We will discuss it later on in the obstetrical emergencies. So the try to deliver the baby, the delivery of the head and shoulder should not be more than 60 seconds. So the after the delivery, look at this, the delivery of the posterior shoulder. Delivery of the trunk will be itself. Now the baby is delivered. You make it dry and keep the baby on the maternal abdomen. So the mother can touch her baby and feel her baby. Then the clamping and cutting of the umbilical cord. Now this is a very important how long the umbilical cord should be cut. It should be 1 to 10 centimeter from the umbilicus and 1 centimeter beyond the clamp. So there should be the not slipping of the clamp, so there may be loss of the fetal blood. It's a very important. This is a method how that you have to measure the 2 centimeter by keeping your 2 fingers from the umbilicus, and the 2 finger means that is the 2 to 3 centimeter, and apply the one clamp over there and another clamp and 1 centimeter beyond the cord clamp. So the baby, there is enough. Look at this. There is enough cards there from where the this may be the clamp will be applied properly. Now the episiotomy, as we said that the episiotomy, what is the episiotomy? It is a surgical incision which is given in the perineum to enlarge the this introitus, but it's not enlarge the any bony outlet or any other thing. Just enlarge the introitus. The benefit of this is the speed up the birth, prevent the irregular tearing which occur third, fourth degree perineal tear, and protect against the incontinence, protect against the pelvic floor relaxation, and heals easier than the tear. जो tear आएंगे irregular वो पता नहीं कहाँ जाएंगे. So it's better to do that. No decrease in the perineal damage, future vaginal prolapse, urinary incontinence, increase third and fourth degree if you are going to give the episode. There are two types of the episiotomies, that is the medial episiotomy and the mediolateral episiotomy. The medial episiotomy is a midline from the introitus toward the anus. It should be not more than the advantage is the medial episiotomy is that it heals very rapidly and causes the little pain, but disadvantage that it causes the fourth degree, third degree perineal tear. By the mediolateral episiotomy is commonly used. So there is a mediolateral episiotomy commonly used from the midline 1 centimeter and turn to the right angle to the 45 angle. So this is a best because there is a less chances of the trauma. So by indication of the episiotomy is if any rigid perineum, primigravitas, not all the primigravitas, those primigravitas who have the rigid perineum, you think that this perineum is threatened to rupture. Or if there is a shoulder dystocia, or you are going to perform the instrumental vaginal delivery, like the forceps delivery, like the vacuum application, or if there is a breech delivery, or if there is a previous scar or the previous, or there is a fetal distress. This is the this is the mediolate, this is the introitus, and this is the anus. Now we give this either this incision, this is the mediolateral, this is the medial episiotomy. You give the straight vertical incision, you can give the 1 centimeter and then turn into the 45 angle mediolateral. You have the hockey shape or hockey stick episode. So this is the episiotomy scissor by which we give the episode. One side is a sharp and the other is a blunt. Now this is the perineal infiltration. While if you are planning for the episiotomy, you must give the perineal infiltration prior to the at least 10 ml of the 0.5 to 1% xylocaine solution in the fan shape manner. And this is a method because the nerves distribution is like the fan shape manner. So you have to infiltrate the local anesthesia over there. But if the patient already having the epidural, then there is no need of the giving. Now this is a method how you give the episiotomy cut. You put your finger inside the introitus to protect the fetus and then cut it into the mediolateral direction. And what is a good time? That the time is when the baby is just crossed, delivered, etc. When the baby, immediate care of the baby, once the baby once the baby is delivered, the care of the newborn is that you have to warm the baby, you have wrapped the baby, you have wrapped the baby, you warm the baby, and keep the baby under the warm environment. Radiant heaters होते हैं, and then you cloth the baby, having the cloth and wrap the baby in the dry clothing, and then give the baby to the mother alongside of the mother. This is the baby resuscitation trolley where the once the baby is you have to dry the baby, then remove the wet cloth and wrap the baby in the dry cloth or wear the baby's cloth, and then hand over to the mother or the give the baby to the attendant. Otherwise, you have the baby alongside of the mother. Now, management of the third stage of the labor. Third stage of the labor is the delivery of the fetus with the delivery of the placenta and the membrane and the repair of the episode. So the delivery of the placenta, it's a very important that never ever immediately pull the cord. It will causes the uterine inversion. Just wait for the separation of the placenta. So the signs of the separation of the placenta is the gush of the fluid, means gush of the blood, lengthening of the cord, increase the uterus becomes hard and globular, and there is an increased height of the fundus of the. As soon as the placenta is separated, you can feel these signs. There are the two methods of the separation of the placenta. Matthew Duncan methods or Schultz methods. Matthew Duncan methods is the leading edge of the placenta separate first, and the placenta is delivered along with the raw surface exposed. While this Schultz method, the placenta, if the placenta is inserted at the fundus and the central area separate first. So the membrane come first, and then the this placenta center along with the umbilicus they make we come out. This is again the same method. Is not important for the you people. Now the signs of the separation of the placenta as we discussed, the uterus becomes globular, hard, gush of the blood, uterus is rises in the abdomen, long cord is lengthy. So the now as soon as the active management of the third stage, nowadays it has this is a recommendation that the third stage should be managed actively. But why we do this? Because it helps the postpartum hemorrhage. But it includes that the use of oxytocin as soon as the fetal head or the shoulder are delivered, you give the oxytocin 10 international unit of the oxytocin intramuscularly, and then do the controlled cord traction, not immediately pull the cord. Control cord traction and the uterine massage. But nowadays, again, new recommendation: do not do the uterine massage. Just give the oxytocin. Previously, it has been said that the uterine massage comes into the active management of third stage of the labor, but nowadays it is recommended that there is no need of the uterine massage. Just give the oxytocin, 10 international unit of oxytocin, and do the control cord traction. Now look at this. This is a method of the control cord traction. Your hand should be on the uterus, other hand in the, so you can deliver this This is a method of the thing. Then after this, you have to repair after the delivery of the placenta, you have to examine the placenta. You put the placenta on your hand and the maternal side of the placenta on the hand, and look for the cotyledons, whether the cotyledons are all completed or not. If the remaining, if the cotyledons are incomplete, that means that there is a retained product of conception. So you have to put your hand inside the uterus and remove it. If you are not going to do this, then there will be the chances of the postpartum hemorrhage and the uterine hemorrhage. You have to look for the membranes. All the membranes has been come, and look for the umbilical arteries, umbilical cord for the arteries and veins. Then you have to, after the delivery of the placenta, you look for the perineum, any tearing, any laceration, any problem in the perineum, and you have to explore it, clean the perineum, clean the vagina. If there is episiotomy, you have to repair the episiotomy by this 2-0 chromic or the 2-0 bichiral, and we will discuss in the episiotomy how the episiotomy is repaired. After this repair of this is the repair of the episiotomy. In the layer by layer, you repair the mucosa, then the muscle. This is the mucosa. You have to repair the mucosa. You close the mucosa. Now this is the muscles. You have closed the mucosa. Then you have closed the muscles by the mucosa is closed by the continuous suturing, and by the muscles can be closed by continuous as well as the interrupted suture. After that, you have to close the skin. Either the skin is subcuticle, or it may be closed by the interrupted sutures. So then observation, fourth stage of the labor is the observation stage. You keep the patient at least for the 1 to 2 hours in the labor ward for the observation, for any sign of the bleeding, for any hypotension, for any shortness of the breath, and you have to monitor the blood pressure in the pulse of the patient, and look at the uterus, whether it is contracted or not, or bladder is empty or not, baby is breathing, mother has been started the breastfeeding or not. So thank you very much. This is all about the normal labor. Hopefully you have understood, you got this. If you have any problem, we can discuss later on in the classes. Have you any question? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
ma'am.
Is there any question?
मैम अगर फीटस डिलीवरी से पहले आप जो ऑक्सीटोसिन की डोजेज बता रही थी अमाउंट आईवी फ्लूइड्स का वो आप रिपीट कर सकती हैं प्लीज?
Yes, if there is a in the labor पार्टोग्राम में जो हम बात कर रहे थे, देखिए inadequate uterine contraction अगर आ रही है, inadequate uterine contraction का मकसद ये है कि जैसे मैंने बताया कि good uterine contraction at least 3 or 4 contraction, and each contraction should be last for the 60 seconds. 50 to 60 सेकंड. अगर उससे कम कॉन्ट्रेक्शन आ रही है, 2 आ रही है, 3 आ रही है, कोई 20 सेकंड्स की है, कोई 30 सेकंड्स की है, इसके मतलब ये हुआ कि इज अदर नॉट गुड यूट्राइन कॉन्ट्रेक्शन, तो इनएडिक्वेट यूट्राइन कॉन्ट्रेक्शन. उसमें आप ऑक्सीटोसिन 10 इंटरनेशनल यूनिट 500 ml नॉर्मल सेलाइन सॉल्यूशन में देंगे 10 ड्रॉप्स पर मिनट के हिसाब से. ये होगा एक्टिव फेस ऑफ द फर्स्ट स्टेज ऑफ द लेबर. जब आप समझ रही हैं कि देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम इन द पावर इनएडिक्वेट यूट्राइन कॉन्ट्रेक्शन. आप यही पूछ रही हैं ना? हेलो?
यस मैम, यही पूछ
रही
जी मैम, यही पूछ रही थी. यस
तो 10 ड्रॉप पर मिनट के हिसाब से, और उसके ड्रॉप्स आप बढ़ाते जाएंगे. यू कैन टाइट्रेट इट अगेंस्ट द यूट्राइन कॉन्ट्रेक्शन टिल यू अचीव योर गोल. ठीक है ना? आपका गोल क्या है? 4 कॉन्ट्रेक्शन होनी चाहिए. ईच कॉन्ट्रेक्शन शुड बी लास्ट फॉर द 60 सेकंड. तो आप उसके ड्रॉप्स 5 ड्रॉप्स हाफ एन आवर बढ़ाते जाएंगे जब तक वो आपकी एडिक्वेट यूट्राइन कॉन्ट्रेक्शन आ जाए. ठीक है?
यस मैम, थैंक यू.
एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? एनी अदर क्वेश्चन?
स्लाइड शेयर कर दें ग्रुप में.
स्लाइड शेयर कर देंगे इंशाल्लाह. ओके,
थैंक यू मैम.
ओके.